All right. So at this point, you've probably seen at least one passage or one reading worksheet at all in our reading curriculum. And what have you seen? You've seen a couple of things. You've seen particularly that we tend to create our questions by using direct quotes and direct words from the passage, sort of as much as possible, right? So I have our colonies worksheet over here, and this question says, what does it mean to, and this is a direct quote, become self-consciously and distinctively Southern, right? We're saying, what is Southern culture? So we're pulling those keywords. What do modern historians mostly talk about? And so a lot of our questions, you're going to see that. This one over here is the Dubois passage, and we do the same thing. Why is there, quote, tension between race, pride, and identification with the nation as a whole? But you've probably also noticed another thing, which is that we instructors don't usually let you guys do the same thing. And you think, well, that seems unfair, right? Why can't my answer be full of, 30-word quotes from the passage? And here's why. What we want you to do is take the passage and turn it into something that you understand, right? Not something that's equally complicated or equally verbose, but something that's simple and something that makes sense and something that's just easily recognizable. In this case, when we create the questions, we don't want to give too much away. And so as much as possible, we're going to use the quotes from the passage. We're going to use information from the passage. A lot of times it's also going to be kind of a hint. You're welcome. So the hint is going to be like, hey, by the way, maybe you should go look for the words modern historians, right? And if you find modern historians in the passage somewhere, most likely, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you're going to find the answer to the question number 4 over here. You're probably going to find this direct quote, and if you go look for this direct quote, that sentence is probably going to contain the answer to question number 2. Or, maybe the sentence just prior or the sentence just after, but it really does kind of clue you into where you're going. So you've got like a little bit of kind of help there, but what we want you to do is not to sort of parrot these words back at us because we already know the words. Obviously, we put the words in our own question, but to change the words entirely, right? To really get at the very, very core meaning. So it doesn't, we don't want the answer to question 2 to be like, oh, it means when you turn into something where you sort of understand your consciousness and you're distinct and you're Southern. Well, that's not really the point. Right now, you're just taking the same words and sort of jumbling them up. So the goal here is for you to take the words and turn them into something that you understand, turn them into something that's yours, right? That you can take ownership of, an idea that you can take ownership of. That's the goal. And the reason that we include these words is both to give you hints and not hints at the same time, and to make sure that we don't give too much away in terms of what these phrases actually mean. So that's the idea. Get back to it.